We are the Galactic Federation of Love and Light. Welcome.
Welcome.
Questions?
Yes, I'd like to talk today about trust and trusting in oneself. So I just want to read this. In our early chats, you said that I didn't trust myself enough. I didn't know that the basis of some of my issues that I needed to overcome were to do with a lack of trust in myself. And you'd say that I needed to trust myself more. I'm guessing that most people could do more to trust themselves, regarding at least one thing. From my experience, being advised to trust myself was helpful, but I couldn't just flick a trust switch. It's easy to trust when the desired outcome seems certain or at least likely, but not when things feel risky. I'm sure that many people would like to make changes in their lives and within themselves, but don't move forward due to lack of trust. Various fears and thoughts may come to them. I know that all our true beings don't lack trust at all, not in themselves or the universe. Everything is possible and every desired outcome is certain when allowed. Is it just a matter of connecting to our true selves then to feel the trust, or are there beliefs and programming to unravel? How do we feel that feeling of trust and personal power that comes from truly trusting in who we are?
We are happy to answer that question based on our thoughts and knowing. Trust, lack of trust comes from looking perhaps at something, let's say, that you might want or want to be, but based on previous moments or things that you have experienced in the past or what you have heard from others. You therefore might create certain images and beliefs then you create an image of yourself. Therefore, you might believe that you're not capable of achieving that thing or to be that you would like to. That is just an example.
Yes.
From where it might come.
Yes.
Based on this, we'll say that it is not perhaps too easy for your humankind, or not for many, to see that they are not trusting themselves enough, because they immerse themselves in the thoughts, in the ideas about themselves, that they might not be able to identify that they do not trust themselves. And that is because there might be some, let's say, we're trying to find the word. Or let's say in this way. They might find reasons why not to do something. Or not to go ahead with something, you see.
Yes.
And in that way, therefore, that is blocking them to be able to see what is really going on inside. So people call it excuse.
Yes.
But excuses. But we'll say there are no excuses because it makes sense to you. So therefore, as it makes sense to you, you're not going to see it as that. And you might not be able to see it that you don't trust yourself. But rather because the reasons make sense to you. Your analytical mind is working and is letting you know, oh, it's not that you not want to do this or that you don't think you're not capable of doing this or you don't trust yourself, but rather there are these reasons why not to. It's not you. You see, it's this is the other person, it is the society, or it is this, or it is that. It's out of you. It's not in, you're not in control of that, but rather it's out of you. That makes sense.
Yes,
so
it does.
far.
Yeah. Very good.
But saying that, we want to say that when someone says to someone else, you need to trust more in yourself. Therefore, it might be hard for them to see it for the reasons that we mentioned before. So therefore, that means that there is a lack of awareness perhaps. Or some other people might not want to really go inside and see if they really are not trusting themselves, because that means that they might start judging their own beings, you see, their own self, and they might not like what they find out. Therefore, it is easier to point out other things. I'm not doing this because of this. I want this, but, you see, and so and so. When we say to you that there was a lack of trust in your own power, it was for those reasons, let's say. Not for those reasons of the example, but rather because not being able to see further, you see, perhaps. And we mention this as an example because there are beings, from what we can gather of the energies, that will believe, yes, I am connected to myself, to my true self. I know the powers within me, but I'm not even sure, perhaps, or I don't know why this is not, I'm not getting what I wish, or so and so.
Yes.
And I'm connected to myself. But in reality, when there is time for them to scan themselves and see what are the thoughts about themselves, do they feel the love within for them, for their own self, for their body, for their lives? Are they grateful for the experiences they have? Do they think that they are good decision makers or not? Are they judging themselves? Do they think less of themselves or not? Even if that is not there. But, any of those things, let's say.
Yes.
Might not even think of themselves at all.
Thank you.
Or, you see, so they are involved in helping even others, as it was your case, but they might not then put the attention a little bit more on themselves, you see. It does not mean that is not being selfish, as your people might say, let's say that word, but rather is about knowing yourself with awareness, knowing yourself with a conscious part of you, you see.
Yes.
Observing that. Do I feel these things about me? And then you might realize whether there is a lack of trust in you. And that perhaps might be therefore therefore that might express out. Which that means you might therefore not get that you wish, or you feel that you might not, you see. There is not a trusting that you will be able to experience the things that you want. And then that leads to other things. Well, if it's not here, of course I can't trust it that it's gonna come, because otherwise it will be here already, you see. And then that goes into other things, and then to emotions, and so on. So there is let's say, a line where you are aware consciously of that information that you have, You are aware of who you are. You know that. But then it's about relating that knowledge to being that. To allow yourself to immerse and experience that knowing, that light within. It is about allowing your true being to come forward, you see. And you know that is happening when you say, or when you start feeling it. Okay, I've been doing things in this way, thinking these things about myself, or not even thinking at all, or having these emotions about myself. I don't even like to look at myself, you see. I don't even like to look at my body. I don't even like to think about me. But why is that? When you are really love, you love your body. You love all the experiences that you have aligned with, regardless of what they have been. But you know that there is a power within you. And as you are learning that, your experiences, therefore, are more aligned with that you truly are, you see. And as your people might think of a process, therefore, they'll get that. And therefore, you still will enjoy that process, you see.
Yeah.
And when something might come that you don't like to experience, even that you will have a different attitude, because you know if you have aligned with that experience, it's because you are in control. And somehow you have aligned to that, so you will get the best out of that, because you are going to connect with that you truly are and get the best possible outcome of that experience. Feeling love and light rather than pushing for something good, you see, but just feeling that connection. So we understand that when someone might therefore come to the conclusion that they don't trust themselves enough, what do I do now? And we'll say, well, yes, connect to yourself, of course, but then how do I do that? Are you aware of who you are? Yes, who are you? And then you might tell us, well, I know that I'm God's child, or I am love and light. You see, I am infinite intelligence. I am everything. I am one with everything. I am all. I am connected. You see, great. Now, how can you translate that into your physical world? You tell me. And then we'll say, what are the things that allow you to have a physical experience? And how do you choose your physical experiences? Well, no might say, I don't understand your questions. How could I answer them? And then we'll say, well, how do you think that the things that you live in, or whatever you live in, you are getting them from? Is it because of you, or is it because that is what just life is, and what it is for you, let's say? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. So far, wonderful.
And say, yes, well, I was born in this family and they raised me this way, and therefore you see, this is the work I do, and people like me, do this kind of thing. They might not even say people like me, but there is subconscious thought about that. There is an understanding of that, you see. And therefore, this is the life I've got, and so and so. And we'll say, well, if you are aware of that you are, how is that translating to that you just have said? You are saying, in other words, that everything that you're going through is not coming from you. It's not creations of you, and you have no power on those things or situations of life. What would you do if you actually were creating those experiences? Well, I wouldn't be doing the work I'm doing. I would be free. I will be able to sleep till 11 o'clock in the morning. I will be able to hang out with my friends whenever I want, you see. I wouldn't be, perhaps I would change my, well, this might not sound as good, but this is what just we gather, just as an example from what the energy is.
Sure.
We say, oh, I might, I might stay up till late at night, and no one would tell me to go to sleep, you see. Or if I'm able to change anything, I might change the attitudes of my wife towards me, you see, let's say. Or things like that, whatever it is that anyone might think that they don't have control over and they want to change. And that includes even people, you see. They might also bring people in the picture. This person is rude to me, I would change that. But then you see the emotion then. How would you change that? Oh, I will want to change them to love me, but not only to love me, to do anything I say, you see. And then we'll say, well, is that coming from that love? Or is that coming from something else? Because if you have the power to create and change those things, the other person has it too. So would you like if the other person also say those things, you see? So how would that work? Right? And we'll say, therefore, yes, you are in control. You can create creations that you want to experience, and you align with that. What that means? It means that as everything is energy, and you are too, therefore you align to that same energy from where you have created those situations. So, in order for you, then we say, to fully enjoy and experience something that you wish, we say to connect to yourself, which means to feel that love within, to see and to learn to feel that love, that light within. And then from that, create the things that you wish, those situations and so. And therefore, you can align to that, to learn to align. And therefore, the experiences that you will have will be with so much joy, will be pleasant, will be great, because you are aware that you are emitting that. You're aware that it is you, as in a form of a creation, as in a form of a situation or an object or another being. You see. And therefore, if you know that, there is no need to not feel trust, because you know that is you out of you, because you have created those situations. And even the experiences that you have with other people, you see. So we'll say in relation to people, it's not about changing them, because as you have the freedom to have the experiences and to be as you wish to be, if you fully know it and trust it, other people, other beings as well. But the relation, the interaction that you will have with them will also depend upon you, you see. Will depend on you as well. What do you think about that? How do you see them? Are you already, perhaps in advance, creating certain situations of images with some people and expecting the worst of them? You see. And so and so. So by saying that, we want to say that, guess what? By doing that, you are creating also that. Because whether you know it or not, you are a creator. The difference is that when you are aware that you are a creator, you can create with awareness. You can create the things that you really want to experience. And in those cases, when you interact with others, therefore, when you have an empty mind, you see, when you therefore connect, and that means feel love, feel the greatness within you, and expressing that out through the ways that you know, which means being nice to others, having empty thoughts and negative or not negative thoughts about others, seeing the same as you're having an experience they are too, understanding that this is a playground and you playing a role with each other. Therefore, it allows you to have a better experience with that person. And that person could be your children, your wife, your boss, your husband, anyone, friends, and so and so. By saying all of these, then, we mean that when we feel that you not have control over different situations, you are feeling lack of trust. Because therefore you're saying, I might have my power, I might know who I am truly, but doesn't mean that I can impact or change things around me. It is just for me inside, in thoughts. But we say, dear friends, this is not right at all. Well, it is true, you can think of things, but the thing is, when you really connect with that, therefore you're going to express that out in this reality, even by thinking things about yourself, by loving your body however you look. You see, you are feeling that gratitude, and you are aware that what you create, it comes to you because you are creating them. You are in charge of that. You have the power, and whatever you are already experiencing now, you can get the best of that experience, and that also can be changed based on how aligned and how connected you are, which means how much you trust in your own being. You see?
Yes.
Is that clear?
Yeah, very clear.
So therefore, it can start by, you can start feeling this way by being mindful of your thoughts. That could help. Which means, if there is something that you need to do, or if there is something that you wish, and so, oh, it will feel great if I get this. Oh, it will feel great if I have the Friday off. But my boss won't give me that because he's this and that and doesn't like me. You see, as an example.
Yes.
And I really need the Friday off because it's my birthday or whatever. Yes, it doesn't matter. I really would like this. Oh yes, but no, I can't get it because, my boss wouldn't care who I am. No, you just have to go or whatever. So, we'll say, this Friday will be it is, as there is no time, but in your case, your kind might say, will be very special for me. And I might need some time off work. Well, I feel so grateful for where I work, you see. I am happy to be there since it is my creation, regardless of what I do and what I experience, or if I had some positive experiences and some other not too pleasant, let's say. But I'm in peace with that. And since this Friday, I really would like the day off for whatever reason. I'll connect to that being that I am. I feel peace, and I trust that it will be done. That means that I'll get the day off because I see it as done. And I see it connected with love because I'm not doing that with bad intentions, you see. I'm doing that from my heart. I really would like to do whatever on that day. So I can see that my boss will understand. As I give the best of me also at work, and if I have done that before, I'll do so. Not because of what I can get, but rather because I connect with myself. And I'm aware that what I experience at work, it's also my creation. It's what I'm aligning with. It's what I'm creating. My expectations and beliefs, you see. And you have certain programs that work mean this and that. It means not being happy, means perhaps not enjoying as much as if I was not there. Or so and so. I can also change those thoughts and enjoy the process and enjoy being there while I am there. You see.
Yes.
So therefore, I connect with the love, and I see this Friday a day off for me and my boss, let's say, is a reasonable person, let's say, or even that doesn't matter, but rather that as I know this is done, and it will be good or okay for both of us, you see.
Yes.
And so it is done. By us saying this, it takes a lot of time, as it seems.
Yes.
Too much thoughts involved. But
Yes.
that's because we're trying to explain
Yes.
it, which in reality, even if you have no thoughts about it or about your boss or how might react and things like that, it is done.
Yes.
You are opening, you are let's say, opening the doors or having no blockage for that desire to come. But perhaps when you're just seeing your experiences with that person in the past, he didn't give me permission before, he's this or he's that and whatever. Therefore, you are creating those blockages for your experiences for not to come.
Yes.
You see, or it might happen at the end, but rather than have an ease experience, rather becoming rather than just knowing that it is done, it will be fine and so, there are blockages in the way because of those thoughts about a person that it is involved in this case. You see. So therefore we'll say, in order to also help yourself, to trust yourself, you can start looking at your own thoughts about your daily life, about the things you do when you're about to do something, and then you might stop or go forward, and then things comes in your way, thoughts comes in your way. So, oh no, I won't do this because of this, because of that, or this, that, you see. And therefore, we say, oh, okay, I'm thinking this, I'm thinking that. I can see it. Now, where is that coming from? When I think this, I feel a bit of worry. That means I'm not gonna do this, and my thought is just trying to help me to give me a reason not to do it, because in reality I'm worried about it. I'm worried that I won't be able to do it. Or I'm worried about what someone might say. I'm worried that I might not perform a good job, or whatever it is. Or you get worried that if I open a new business, I might lose everything. And that means if there is worry coming, that means that, I'm not trusting that I can do this. I'm not seeing that this is possible for me. Okay, well, thank you, thoughts, because you have allowing me to see that by you coming forward, that means that there are certain programs or certain things that I believe about myself. But because you are coming in a way that it is not as easy to see, you're not telling me, you worry, but rather, if you do this could happen. If you do this, you might lose this, you see. Then I can see, and I can feel that it's worry. And worry means that I might not be, I'm not trusting myself, which means I'm not connected to that I am. Because, and that's fine, you see, it's an experience. And if you want to go through that experience, that's your choice, of course. But then that means that thing that you want to experience, you might experience from a different frequency. It might come, but it might not be exactly as you want, or it might come and it might go, since your worry was about losing it, you see. Anyhow, so we'll say that use your thoughts, be able to see them, detach from them, and see where are they coming from. And then you will be able to see when you're not connected to your essence, because you feel things that are different to the truth within you. The truth within you comes with ease. It feels peace. It feels good. You can express it through happiness, through laughter, through even positive thoughts, as your people call them. And so and so. And then as you do that, it builds inside and you enjoy it. And then you're able to differentiate when it is you and what is not. Because that will say to learn, to know when it's you and when it is not. That means to know when you're making a decision, or when you're doing something. Is it coming truly from that light that you are? Or is it coming from programs, thoughts, and ideas that you have inside, and it makes sense to you, and based on that, therefore you live your life? Or based on that, you decide something. But then, is that connected? Does it feel good truly with you? And that's another way. Differentiate your emotions. When you feel worry and so you can see that there is therefore a lack of connection with yourself. Because that means that you're not trusting that you wish could be possible, and it is done, you see. We know that we say a lot to get to a point.
It's great. That's wonderful.
But by saying so, we wish to give an idea of how how sometimes it might be hard to see yourself, that even to accept that you might not be trusting your own self. Because it might not be easy to identify that you're not doing so, even though when you have the knowledge of who you are,
Yes.
you see.
Yes. It's wonderful. The examples have been great, and I felt that too, exactly what you're saying. I think you've got the knowledge, but still not realizing that I'm not trusting. So it's very helpful.
And once you realize that, okay, I'm not trusting here. What can I do? You can quiet your mind for a while. Breathe in and out. And even call, if you like, to that power within you and feel it. And experience it. Remember that you are, you translate it by expressing it through your physical body and self out to the world. That means, how can I express love? You express it in so many ways, not only by being nice with others, of course you are, but also by loving yourself. By being kind to you and be kind to others, by trusting your creations as they are done, by enjoying your daily activities, you see. Those things that you might categorize as small, you can enjoy them, but really enjoy them. And that also helps you to learn to know what it feels to be true love. And that, as your people knows about repetition. Therefore, by you doing that, you see, your body learns that, gets the experience, and then you become even more confident on your decision making. And then it builds the knowing and the trusting. As you know the information, if you don't know, you gather that. And then it resonates with you. And then you apply it, and then it builds inside to the point that when there is time now to create or to act on something, with the knowing that you have, you'll do it so. Whatever it is, whether you go forward with something or you don't, but you just know the way. Because that trust has been built inside. And how you do that? By appreciating, by loving, by trusting everything you do. Start with your daily activities, those things that you see as small. Enjoying your cup of coffee. Making those small decisions. Do I want this? Do I want that? You see, I want this. I really feel I want to experience a hot chocolate today rather than a coffee. You see. I feel that I would like to go for a walk, but I'm tired. But now it's getting late. But this, but that. What a moment. I actually really feel that I want to go for a walk. I'm up for it. So let's go, you see.
Yes.
So those little things that you might see as little, which are not in reality. It is just your kind that classify things, such as small and big. But in reality, they're all experiences that you have aligned and created. But sometimes you might not see it as well due to the repetition. You do it every day, you see, or almost every day, or whatever.
Yeah.
you see. But appreciate every time and see it as now. You're experiencing that now. That coffee, you're experiencing it now. Even if you had a coffee yesterday, but even could have been different, doesn't matter. But see it. And perhaps learn to appreciate more now, you see, whatever you do. And that builds within you too. Because you are telling your own self where you want your focus to be. And to enjoy more of your reality. And so it is.
Yeah.
We need to clarify something or give more examples or more perhaps techniques of your kind like that too. We can do so, but we believe for now that was enough.
Yeah, it was really, really good. Thank you. I just liked how at the start you were saying how a lot of the trust issues can come from your past experience and things like that. So, and what people have told you, influences from other people, and how you see yourself. And so I can see how doing those little things can add up to saying, well, I'm in charge of this, and getting the trust from, making decisions and saying, well, I can do this, all the time. It's not, if you say, I feel like I rest, I don't feel like going for a walk right now. But you overcome those things, and you are overcoming all the time and saying, I do what I like to do. I do what I want. And
with love and light.
With love, and know that I can do this. Those small things can add up to saying I am in charge. I'm choosing what I want to do, and I can do it. Starting with those small things, and so you see yourself as a person who chooses and can do anything.
Yes, and by doing that, see how you're feeling about that. When it comes from the connection of yourself, it feels good. It feels peace. It feels as your kind might say, right, you see. Well, there is no right or wrong. So instead of that word, we'll say, you just know, you see. It grows to that point that I just want to go for a walk.
Yeah.
And so it is. I just want to rest now, and so it is. I just want flat white today, even though I just don't like. Or based on my experiences, I know that I don't like it. But today I feel like, then guess what? Oh, I got a very nice flat white.
Yeah.
Or maybe I didn't, but it doesn't matter because I felt to have that, and I did so.
Yeah.
Because before, based on my flat white I had before, you see, I got the idea that I don't like this, and that's fine. It's your experience, you see. You're telling yourself what you want to experience and what not. But sometimes that might influence on what you have now, what you could experience. Oh, now I felt intuition to have a flat white. I don't know why. I don't like it. And then you have it, and it was so good, you see.
Yeah.
Okay. That changed your perspective now. But it's about listening to yourself.
Yes.
When you feel connected, that means see how it feels. It feels good. When there is a bit of doubt there, don't know. Oh, wait a moment. Where is this doubt coming from? I first felt that I wanted the experience. But then I could see that thoughts came. I could see that my mind is trying to help me, my analytical side of me. It's telling me, okay, you want that, but remember when you bought that before. But remember when this happened, oh, that has too much fat on it, or this and that and that. Well, now I don't know. Well, if now you don't know, just clear, as we'll say, canvas first, or just have an open mind, you see, like an empty, and say, okay, too much going on now. Or just breathe in and out. And as I know who I am, I'll listen to that. So, do we want a flat white today? Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Let's go and get it.
Yes.
You see.
Yes. And yeah, so that's the past experiences having an influence.
Yes.
But you also mentioned before excuses as well. It's too late to go up. I want to go. It's too late, or I'm tired, or that kind of thing. It's overcoming those things and making the decisions, being who you truly are, and doing what you want to do, and having that experience of this is who I am. I'm choosing this experience, and I'm doing it, and not being influenced. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Any questions?
No, that's answered everything. I've really enjoyed that very much. Very, very helpful, and I'm sure will help a lot of people too.
Thank you. We are here to provide our thoughts in the best way that we can. So, if there is anything that we need to clarify later,
yes,
or any of your audience
if they'd
might
like
have
to,
a question,
if they do, happy to put it to you.
we are more than happy to give our thoughts.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
We'll talk again soon.
We leave you then in the love and the light that we all are. We talk soon.
Talk soon.